Hey, Adirondack Club athletes and parents, it's Colin and Coach Keith here, bringing you another Coach's Corner. Today, we're going to talk about conditioning. We're going to talk a little bit about what the elements and the types of stuff that we do, and some actual examples of stuff that you probably experienced in our program. So this will give you kind of a little bit of a why behind what we do. When we're conditioning our athletes, and it's kind of a really important piece right now because most of you guys are not really doing a whole lot of activity, and we have a feeling that coaches are going to want to get started right back up, especially if you're in club teams and you've got some tournaments that haven't been canceled this summer. People are going to expect you to be kind of ready to rock and roll. So when we're looking at the conditioning pieces, there's kind of three big main buckets we're looking at. It's our aerobic conditioning. So think of our running, our little bit longer distance stuff. The second piece is we get into we call anaerobic, so without oxygen. And there's a short distance. So think about sprinting really quick, but really under 15 seconds worth of movement. And then we've got our medium lactic area, which is a little bit longer conditioning, maybe 15 seconds to 2 minutes. You're going to start feeling some of that burn. We use all three of these at any point in your training, but you'll notice that in our training week, we plop these in, and Coach Keith's going to go into the exact drills that may remind you like, oh, okay, that's why we're doing that. So Coach Keith, what are some of the drills we use to address those three areas?
Well, for the aerobic, what you're talking about, those longer bouts of exercise, and I'm sure all of you remember the assault bikes and those Tabatas we have you do, or the 2 mile drills or 1.5 mile drills. Those are to get your maximal oxygen uptake up, as the amount of oxygen you can take in. I know with endurance athletes, this would be more of like a base training just to get your endurance up a little bit. From there, we'd start moving to what Colin just said was the anaerobic, those 15-second to 2-minute drills. We do those shuttle runs, those 300-yard shuttle runs at the end. They last more than 30 seconds. They get your heart rates way up there because you're starting to hit what's called your anaerobic threshold. It's when all the lactic acid starts to build up in your body, and it's very high intensity, and yeah, you feel that burn, and it's hard to go more than 2 or 3 minutes at that point. That's why we have you guys walk back and forth for another 2 minutes and then go at it again. It's a little more sports specific. Then we have the super high intensity training that we do, your sprints, those 10-yard dashes that we do from the static position, or the 5-yard fly-ins, or the 10-yard fly-ins. Those are very, very, very quick bursts of energy that only take a couple of seconds. All those drills, all those sprints you guys do are under 5 seconds. So that you use up all your energy just to get down there as fast as you can. And we use these because you guys in sports, you use all of those energy systems at one time. You need that endurance, so you're fresh in the second half of the game, and you're playing as well as you did in the first half. You guys don't, you don't want to put all your energy into one half and then come out in that second half and just be toast. You guys want to be able to continue on. You want those short bursts of speed. You don't want to be the guy or girl that's 10 yards behind the person with the ball. All right, you want to be right there with them. And you don't want to be slow on the field or court or whatever. You want to be fast. And any court and any field sport, you're really only sprinting about 20 yards max at any given time. So doing those quick bursts is going to keep you guys fast. It's going to keep you up there and keep you competitive.
I like it. So those are some of the things we do. You guys probably seen on our social media pages. We've been posting up some variations of that. So you got to think, you want to get some of that longer distance stuff. Doesn't necessarily have to mean go out for a run. We've got tempo runs. We want to do some of the medium distance stuff, that shuttle running back and forth. And then you got to move fast. And right now, for me personally, getting out and sprinting a couple times a week is probably the most important thing. We can build some of those other qualities just by playing our sport. But it's really hard to build getting faster, and you've got to work on it, and you got to get out there, and you got to build the energy systems, the nervous system to help support that. So there you go. Those are kind of the big three of our conditioning that we are always focusing on and trying to manipulate in our training program so that you guys step on the field. You've got these 3 buckets that are nice and full, ready to rock and roll and dominate the competition. We're running a virtual training program right now. We'd love to have your athletes in it. We've got a bunch of kids getting after it every day. at home. It's a great opportunity to stay strong, stay mobile, and keep up so that you're ready to rock and roll when your next season starts. Let us know if you have questions, if you got feedback, if you got topics you want us to address. We'd love to help you guys out. We look forward to seeing you guys soon. Have an awesome day.